Hi, today we're going to talk about drinkers and feeders and which ones are most likely to be suitable for your hens and your flock. I'm going to be assisted today by one of our speckled hens, so I'll put her down there, although she's getting a bit impatient and she's singing a song and doing a dance, so we'll see how we get on. A mature hen will drink up to 1/3 of a litre of water a day. That's about the maximum. They drink more when it's a hot day because they drink in cold water and weigh out warm water as a method of keeping cool. They also drink more when they're laying eggs because obviously there's moisture in the eggs and it has to come from somewhere. So a maximum about 1/3 of a litre a day. So if you reckon 3 hens will drink a litre of water a day. You want your drinker to last you about 2 or 3 days, ideally. That way, if you're out and busy doing something, you don't have to think, oh, I haven't given the hens any water today. You've got a dash back, they haven't got any left, and it's a bit stressful. So if your drinker lasts 3 or 4 days, then all you have to do is top it up every couple of days and check it, and you're going to be fine. So that's a 3 litre drinker. So that's going to be ideal for 3 or 4 hens. Method of filling it, you turn it off, it's like a bayonet fitting. You fill it full of water, put the top back on, turn it back up, and as they drink it, it comes through. It's probably worth hanging it or standing it on some sort of stand or brick. We've got these stands here that are ideal, so you can stand them on something like that. At round about that sort of height's ideal. And it just means that when the hens are pottering round in their coop or the run, and they inevitably scratch a bit as well, all the muck and bedding ends up going in the trough bit of the drinker, so it gets dirty very quickly. So hanging it or standing it on something is often a very good idea. So there's a 3 litre one. There's the same one in a 6 litre version like that. We also do a 6 litre one like that with feet on that's very useful. Again, you fill it by turning it upside down, filling it full of water and putting the lid on. I should say as well, always use tap water for your hens. Some people think, oh, I don't want to use tap water, I want to use natural rainwater from the water that's running off and going into me gutter, and I collect the water for giving to me plants and things. Well, it's fine for plants, but if a wild bird that wasn't feeling very well or had some sort of bug or disease pooed on the roof of your shed, the water washes it down into the tank. It's a nice warm day, so you've got basically a bacterial culture growing in your water butt. It's not the best thing to give to your hens. Tap water is by a long way much safer and better. You should also think as well that the most common way hens get bugs from other things is sharing the same water. So if you can, keep your water away from other wild animals and wild birds, and particularly wild waterfowl. So it's a very good way of keeping disease off your hens if you don't allow them to share water. We also have these drinkers here, tripod drinkers. These are very good. These are what we used here before we went to the fully automatic ones. This is a 30 litre drinker, so it's obviously for larger flocks. We also do a 20 litre and a 10 litre. The bases are all exactly the same. It's the top that shrinks down in size. And the way you fill these up is you make sure your rubber bung's in the bottom, and then you take the top off, fill it full of water, put the top back on again, and then pull the bung out. And then the water comes through until it gets to the level of the hole and then stops. It's often worth getting that red rubber bung and tying a bit of string to it and tying it to a big piece of wood, because otherwise you're going to lose it. So you don't want to lose it. We do sell spares, but you don't want to be losing it anyway. So feeders and food. Hen will eat up to about 0.2 of a kilo of food a day. So 5 hens will eat a kilo of food a day. That's round about it. It depends what food it is, yes. The cheaper foods they tend to eat more of. The more expensive foods clearly have a higher nutritional value, so they tend to eat a little bit less. Bear that in mind if you're shopping around for feed as well. Cheapest isn't often the best in terms of economy, never mind the health of the hens. So this is a typical feeder here. Again, they come with a little lid on, so you fill the food in there and put the food in there. Now, hens won't eat too much what they call Lay's pellets, which should be your main diet for your hen, a good quality Lay's pellet food. It's a bit like us eating tuna salad all the time. So we'll have all the nutrition we could want, we'll be super fit and healthy, but we're not going to eat too much. So make sure your feeders always got some of the Lay's pellet food in so they can eat it when they want. If they run out of food, they'll get stressed, upset, and if they run out of food for too long, the first thing they'll do is stop laying eggs, and sometimes it takes them a while to get going again. So always keep some food in your feeder, and again, it's often worth standing it on something or hanging it. It works very well. We also do these feeders here that have got a rain hat on, which is very good. It's much better if you can keep your food and your drink in the hen house rather than the run if you've got the space, because it's much less likely that other wild creatures are going to go into the hen hut and help themselves and be tempted. If it's in the run, that's much more likely to going to happen. These hats are also very good because sometimes hens have a habit of perching and sleeping on here and then pooing in the food, which isn't very good, and that keeps it nice and clean. Again, it's got some legs on to keep it off the deck. You see the gap there? Some people think that's a little bit low, but it's not. It's about right, and they can help themselves to food in there, and it keeps it nice and dry and clean. There we go. If you can think of anything else you'd like me to cover or questions to ask, leave a message in the comments and I'll endeavour to get back to you. And you've been very good, haven't you? Thank you. Thank you.